Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Pastor John Tatum. I'm here with Prince, hanging out with the Prince today. Prince Sar Amiel.
Shalom, shalom.
And we're just having a conversation dealing with this whole aspect. I showed a video. I don't know if y'all saw the video or not, but it's on my YouTube page. It's dealing with selling a Negro and how people have studied us. Psychologists have gotten together and actually have studied us and studied everything about us in regards to how you sell a Negro. And one of the things they were talking about was, man, a Negro gonna buy quality stuff, We're gonna buy quality. We're gonna buy, things that are name brand. That's how we also think. And then the last thing was, don't change it up on them at the register, because he said, what, they don't think I can afford this or something? So we were just talking about that whole concept. So Prince was saying some things that was very important to that. So I thought I would invite everybody in to our conversation. Come on, Brother Prince, talk to us.
Man, how's everybody? I'm here with the mighty Pastor Tatum.
Yes, sir.
It's tearing up the world with the new gospel.
Hallelujah.
The new world and a better world. So glad to be here and glad to spend this little time with you. We were basically talking about how the Negro in America has been so conditioned that white people have actually sold us on their skin color.
Wow.
So what I want first is the pastor to tell this story so we can contextualize it about his friend that used to buy meat, and he bought it from this white guy. So tell us how this white guy set him up.
Well, first of all, he said, hey, I got the quality meat. I got the best meat in town, And he brought it to my house. And, man, it was some good meat, I felt anyway. I had a different kind of mindset. And, man, I was eating the meat every day and, doing it up. And then all of a sudden, I came to the understanding that, man, meat ain't been my friend. Meat is not good for me to have every day. And so today I just got on the phone with him and told him that I will be no longer purchasing any more meat from him. And man, he took it really hard. He kept me on the phone for, at least a good 5 or 7, 8 minutes, telling me the whole thing about, man, I don't understand. You're a very good customer. I don't see why you would, not be wanting meat no more. And I said, well, I'll come to different revelation, a different understanding, and I just don't want it no more. And just leaving it like that, he continued to go on and on and on and on and on. And Prince was sitting there listening to the whole thing. He's like, man, you told me you didn't want it no more. Why are you still talking to you?
He's on the phone too long.
Right.
Telling somebody you don't want no more meat.
Right. So I'm gracious, and I was talking to him and trying to bring this thing to a close. And I was telling the Prince about this video. I think I got the phone. I said, man, this guy he was like selling me or trying to literally talk me into something that I didn't even want to do no more. He was still trying to dig in and make me try to feel guilty because I said I didn't want to buy from him anymore. Meat.
That's right. And now you got to tell him about the prayer.
Yeah, I was telling them about this guy here at my church, and this is when we were, involved heavily in Christianity. And he came to the church, and he said at the end of the service, he said, hey, Pastor, can you pray for me? I said, man, absolutely. And I prayed for him, man. I was sweating, man. Just come on and just praying for him. And, man, I thought we had a breakthrough, And I had a guest minister there. He was a Caucasian brother that I had speaking that day. And right in front of me, I was talking to the preacher. After I got through praying for him, and I'm greeting the preacher who just preached at the church, the same guy that I just prayed for went to ask the guy, the Caucasian preacher that I had there, asked him, could he pray for him? And man, the Caucasian guy said the same type of prayer that I prayed, but wasn't intense as I was, but he said, the same sort of general things. But after the guy received it from him, he was crying. I mean, but it was as if God had prayed for him. And I was like, man, I just prayed for you. You just asked me to pray for you. Now you went to this guy. Now he prayed for you. Now you really believe it.
Right.
And in that moment, in that little instance, I was like, man.
But in all actuality, God did pray for him, because in his mind, God is white. And that's what happened to our people. Y'all think that God is a white man.
Wow.
And if you break it all the way down. And so when you hear the voice of your preacher triggers the image of the white Jesus. So when you go back to Good Times, you remember the episode Good Times? When
This is fantastic. When did you paint this, JJ?
What?
This.
Oh, last week.
What is it?
I call it Black Jesus.
Black Jesus. Now this is what the brothers need. Groovy, super, heavy.
Relax, Michael. It's only a painting, nothing.
JJ painted him.
Don't finger me, Michael. I had him in the closet where he wasn't performing no miracles for nobody.
Mama, couldn't we at least let Black Jesus hang alongside?
Forget it. The only Jesus I know is him, and the one thing he don't need is a partner. Hush up, both of you. This picture has been in my family for as long as I can remember. When I was a baby, I don't know what I saw first. My mama, my papa, or this Jesus. Now, he's the one I know and love, so let's close the subject. Jesus was black, the Bible would have said so.
But it does say so.
What are you talking about?
I read about it. It's in Revelation chapter 1, verse 14. It says, his hair is like wool, and his eyes are like flame of fire.
Well, Lord have mercy. It sure do say that, don't it?
And see, Mama, look at that hair, like wool, ain't it? And look at them eyes, red like fire.
Yeah, they sure
Mama,
is.
how do we know Jesus wasn't black? He could have been from the lost tribe of Israel. They were supposed to be black.
I bet they were. If ever people were lost, we're it. If ever people were lost, we're it.
when the mama went stark raving mad when she found out that somebody had taken Jesus off of the wall.
Right.
And she was crying and ranting and raving, oh my God, where's my Jesus, my Jesus?
Yeah.
A white man, a picture of a white man sitting on the wall.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you that we still got a roof over our heads. Thank you that the children didn't have to do nothing illegal. And thank you that we didn't have to go on welfare. And Lord, I thank you too for that great 3-cushion shot.
Now go back to all the times she done argued with her husband. Right?
Yes, sir.
She get a white man on the wall all the respect and was disrespecting her husband a lot of times.
Yeah.
Was at variance with him, you know what I'm saying, and with the family or whatever. But when she walked past that picture of that white man, her heart, everything is given to that. And that's what done happened to our people. So there's 2 words I want y'all to look up. One's a compound word, but so it's 2 words I want you to look up. One is this is compound too. Cognitive dissonance.
Yeah,
So
that's a good
this is
word.
your homework. Cognitive dissonance. And the other one is the sunken place. And when you pull up the sunken place, it's gonna take you to this movie called Get Out. Now, how does this relate to what we're talking about? Is that the trigger for us relative to superiority over us is white skin. So instead of the teacup, it's when you see the white skin, you bow. Like Daniel was saying, you bow to the golden image when you hear the sound.
Yeah.
So when you see the skin color, you bow to that image.
Wow.
Which means you give in to that image. You understand that image can convince you of anything, can make you do things that you don't want to do. The reason why is you are not in control of your own mind. That skin color is. See the thing, you don't even have to talk to a white person. As soon as you see the white skin, you give it power. As soon as you do, whether you know the person or not.
Wow.
You don't have to know him.
Wow.
And so what we're saying is that when you look up these words, cognitive dissonance, and when you look up this word, the sunken place, you'll understand that we're in a psychological quagmire. We're like damned if we do, damned if we don't. Because if you question the white man, what you're actually questioning is God. Because he didn't convince you that he is God.
Right.
Because your God is white.
Right.
Now, we're not saying it's everybody. But those of you all who listen to us, you can take this premise and put it to people that you know have this problem. So we can begin to help our people out of this quandary. And certainly those who want to be helped. But the reality of where we are at this particular point, at least the children to some extent are maybe a little ahead of this last generation. And the reason why I'm saying that, at least they'll get pissed off whether you black or white. Cuss you out. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't go to the churches. You understand what I'm saying? If the police is white, they don't give the police white or black. They're going to talk crazy to the police.
Sure will.
I'm not saying that that's the healthiest thing for us. But what I am saying, they further along than Weezy was.
Right.
You understand? And all of those who are like Weezy.
Right. Now people are hearing, they will hear us talk like this, and they'll think that we're talking about white people in the sense of hatred or something dumb like that. Clear that up real quick.
Yeah, first of all, we've been laughing through this whole thing. So we ain't laughing through hatred.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're laughing through realization. Because y'all got to remember now, white people only been ruling the world between 600 and 700 years.
Right.
So who was ruling it before that?
We were.
It was people of color. So if the world is screwed up, that means we were major contributors to the screw up.
That's right.
And we have to come to terms with that.
Right.
So all the things that you want to blame on white people, you got to blame on our ancestors who were so out of order that it would cause us to be in this 400-year perpetuation of hell.
Wow.
Because if we was on,
right,
then our conditions would reflect us being on. If our ancestors was on, it would reflect us being on.
True.
But somewhere along the way, our people did some stuff they didn't have any business doing. And the road led to 400 years of captivity. So now, we're saying for some of us, the captivity has been over. But if you still holding the European as your point of reference, as your moral authority, as your power to define indicator, then you're in that sunken place. You're in cognitive dissonance. You're not in control of your mind, nor are you in control of your life, because the voice you hear is not your voice. The voice you hear in your mind is the voice of the people who was trying to resell the pastor some meat that the pastor categorically said he didn't want. But the white man can't believe that you don't want this from me because I'm God. You understand?
I heard his feelings.
But then the pastor say, yeah, well, I'm going vegan. At first, he didn't care nothing about that until he figured out he couldn't talk the pastor into buying the meat. Then he had to come to terms with it. And then he had to inevitably get off the phone with his tail between his legs. Because their job is once they sell you something, you're supposed to be stuck. Now, y'all know what I'm talking about, because all y'all got insurance policies and all kinds of things that you sign up for. If you sign up white people, they got a protocol for when you begin to change your mind or you have some doubt, they got a protocol to make you come back from the doubt. You understand?
Yeah.
Come back from, moving away from them.
Right.
You understand? So we just wanted to spend a little time with you on this particular subject, but if you look up those words, then at some particular point, we're going to lay these words out for you and give you, other aspects by which you can see yourself in these psychological realms, because we're going to talk about Get Out. And right now it's on HBO, so most of y'all can see it free or whatever. So ain't no point in not seeing it, but you gotta see it to see the diabolical reality of and the danger of continuing to love and live in America. Now you done got a president who reflects the reality of most of the white people in America as it relates to how they feel about you. And so when you talk about Trump and he talks about us begging and doing it, don't do all this and don't do that, don't come to me with this stuff and all that, you got to remember, you got to go back to how many people voted for him, because that's who's backing him.
Sure is.
And they feel just like him.
Yep.
So as they rolling back all of this stuff and services and all that kind of stuff, you can't say, well, why are they doing this? No, you saying you wouldn't do it.
Right.
But they doing it because they continue to develop and sustain their dying civilization. And you still trying to help them keep their dying civilization alive by working for them and doing the things and continue to believe in them like they are the moral compass for the universe. And they're not. And they'll tell you that they're not if you ask them, because they don't have no problem. They'll lie to you, but they ain't got no problem telling you the truth anyway. You know why? Because they know you powerless to do anything about it. That's why they can put everything all in your face. They can put it in the movies and the books. They can put everything in there, because you're not gonna bust a grape. You're not gonna do it. As far as you can get is Black Lives Matter.
Right.
But prior to that, it was the March on Selma, the March on this, the March on that, the March on this, the March on that. And we've been marching and protesting, and it ain't got anybody anywhere. And then, since you don't study, you don't understand that, first of all, Martin Luther King was not a Christian preacher. He was a revolutionary. They only gave you the part that they wanted to give you. They did Martin Luther King just like they did Jesus.
Since both are just symbols of Jesus, a black family should have a black symbol.
If mama sees that there, she gonna kill you. Jesus may have your soul, but mama gonna have your behind.
This is Black Jesus.
Oh, that's nice.
He's hanging there for Black History.
Junior, what made you paint Black Jesus?
His face came to me in a vision.
It seems to be coming to me in a vision, too. It's Ned the wino.
Uh-oh. Would you say that again? Uh-oh.
I meant her.
I said it's Ned the wino.
No wonder his eyes are red like fire. It's from drinking muscatel. Michael, did you know this was Ned the wino?
Sure, but that's not important. It's just a symbol.
It is important. Junior, before I tear your divine skinny arms out of your divine string bean body, why did you pick up all people Ned the wino for Black Jesus?
Well, he passed out in the gutter, and he's the only one who holds still long enough to pose.
They took Martin Luther King and did the same thing, marketed him and promoted him like he was the vicar of peace, when they knew he was in some of them rooms cussing people out, cussing white people out, in there arguing with the jailers and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And he was the one that told Harry Belafonte, said, look, man, have we integrated our people into a burning building?
Burning building.
And then when you look at some of his other videos and all that, you hear him saying distinctly, he said, look, I'm not going to say that violence is not necessary in our condition.
Right. Right.
Now, this the guy that's marketing and promoting is nonviolent.
Yep.
Who had a myriad of conversations with Malcolm X and other revolutionaries
Sure did.
wherever at that time. So what I'm saying, people, I'm saying, wake up. You know, you got to get out. First of all, you got to get out of the psychological jail that you were in that causes you to make decisions that are suicidal for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean,
Man.
you telling this guy, I'm not buying no meat because this meat is killing me and my family. He was saying, you were such a good customer. And I just can't believe you don't want this meat from me anymore. I'm saying, like, man, are you listening?
He ain't listening. He ain't listening.
This meat is killing my family. Yeah, I know about that, but you know, you gotta stay a customer. You gotta, you know, because customers have got to be loyal and all of that. I said, man, are you hearing me? The meat is literally killing me. I know. I'll tell you what, just take about half of it.
Yeah,
You know
on and on and
saying?
on and on.
I'm saying, what else the devil gonna do? But first of all, talk you into dying.
Right.
Prepare you for death.
Right.
So we just want to spend a little bit of time with you and show you that ye know not what ye worship.
That's right.